Is going on, guys? I am Dylan Powers, the Misprint Shark, and I have another awesome binder video for you guys. I've taken the liberty of pulling these bad boys out, and the big topic I want to talk about today are these little babies. Uncut sheet fillers that they distribute accidentally in packs. Now, you could find these in a variety of freaking prints, conditions, color patterns, with and without Anubis stamps. Some have borders, some say discard on them. I mean, there's so many varieties of these different kinds of test fillers. Print fillers, uncut sheet fillers. These have picked up a variety of names through the years, and I don't know, they've always really drawn a great audience for, you know, misprint collectors, error collectors, and normal collectors alike. And I've always just been drawn to the different varieties of things like this. You know, you could find these from 2002 in the earliest sets up to the latest packs. And you could find these, you know, without the color bars. You know, they have different prints, blanks, and stuff like that. But I really want to focus on these CMYK beauties that I have here. I'm going to be going through the different ones. First one I really want to start with is this beauty right here. Now, this is square cut and dual-sided. Now, I'm unsure whether this was distributed in a pack. That is the only one I'm unsure about. But every single one of these has an original Yu-Gi-Oh back. And on top of that are pack cards. These came from packs. These were accidentally distributed. These are, in fact, errors. Now, let's start with the classic. The classic. That doesn't have any Anubis stamp. Nothing else printed on it, just those classic bars. We have the partial Anubis stamps. This is a partial silver Anubis stamp, indicating an unlimited print. We have beauties like this, where there's a full Anubis stamp, silver indicating unlimited. Gold Anubis stamps. These also come partially printed, fully printed, etc. Indicating first ed. You have these babies that actually are printed with the first edition on the discard itself. These are very hard to find. You can find them, but they're extremely difficult to find, especially in nice condition. And this one happens to have a partial gold Anubis stamp as well. Now, going to the common with a border. Now, this baby has a white border and a gold Anubis stamp, full, indicating a first edition set. These are very rare as well, especially common ones. Very tough to find. Very hard. I have this beautiful example right here. This was from a first edition sheet, partial gold Anubis. But this has a beautiful little marker right here by the printer, I assume. This was printed very early on. This was written very early on in the production, and I don't know, it's a nice little oddity. You can find those in other sets, different varieties, stuff like that, but it's a fun little one. Final non-foil one I want to show, excuse me, is the almighty discard. Now, these ones that say discard across the front are my favorites. You know, they just hit so hard. Now, you could find these common, you could find these foil with normal foil, but you cannot find these as secret rares with the discard across them. These have never been found openly distributed in the packs. And the only two places I've ever seen those cards is on full uncut sheets, some of which I own both examples of, but that is the only place you can find those. but finding these common and foil copies are very rare. There was only a few sets, if not single sets, that had those. I think it was a few sets because I have seen varying discard prints. I saw one that was slightly smaller, indicating, you know, a different production, but still super fun. Another thing I want to talk about is you might see with a lot of these that they vary, starting from blue going to, or cyan going to black, all the way around. But with this one, you are starting with the black. The back of the card is printed the same way as the rest of these. Except this one in particular starts with the black and ends with a blue, indicating a double air, because this isn't traditionally what they would do with these. So I have this little beauty. We have another one without the Anubis stamp. This is the classic CMYK. Now, if I haven't mentioned already, cyan, magenta, yellow, black. That is CMYK. If you've ever heard that referred, that is why. We have the foil with a gold Anubis stamp, indicating first edition. We have the bordered silver Anubis stamp. These are very rare to find. This is very cool. I love this one. Notice the border around it. We have the foil discard CMYK filler. And then we go into the best of all, the secret rares. Now these are OG secret rare fillers. These are so freaking cool to me. They've always attracted me so hard, as they do many others. But here we have the classic color pattern. And finally, my rarest one of all, the reverse secret rare filler. Now, I've seen a handful of these total through the years, and unfortunately, they go for so much money. The best one I've ever been able to get my hands on is a heavily played copy, but I'll tell you what, I absolutely cherish this filler error card. Now, I appreciate you all for joining and checking out my video. Little recap on my fillers. Again, there's so many varieties of these cards, and you know, with these classic color bar ones, you can get the common simple ones fairly cheap, you know, for $50 or less sometimes, depending on condition and such. But, you know, these do get fairly more expensive, but with the numbers that are out there, it's definitely worth the pickup, in my opinion. I appreciate you guys for checking out the video again, and have a good one. Shark out.